What's up, guys? Devon back at it again with yet another Devon Explains entry, and today we're gonna go over exactly what the thumbnail shows. Spiral Ray Godzilla versus Shimo. Now, this fight didn't happen in the film. Godzilla kind of just like jumped on Shimo and then they rolled and then that was it. So we're gonna go over first of all their scaling, their general scaling beyond the fight, and then we're gonna go over what little stuff we have of the fight. And beyond that, we're gonna see what we can think about off of those two things. Now, to begin with, Spiral Ray Godzilla. He is 3 supercharges stacked on top of a baseline G24. The power plant supercharge, then the pink evolution supercharge, and then the spiral ray itself, which is not a spiral ray, it's just...
And this is the supercharged Godzilla.
I call it spiral ray because I fucking want to. Godzilla in G24 already is somebody who is stronger than G21 by virtue of passive growth and evolution. G21 is already somebody who is stronger than weakened Antarctica Ghidorah, and weakened Antarctica Ghidorah is stronger than anything else in the entire verse, with the exception of G21 and stronger versions of Godzilla, as well as literally fucking Shimo. So stack 3 superchargers on top of that absolute monstrosity, and then you get the physical strength of Spiral Ray Godzilla. When it comes to his atomic breath, also 3 superchargers, but that's not it. Pink Godzilla's spines can hold 20 times more energy, which, by simple visuals and what Gareth, the director of G14, tells us, means that Pink Godzilla can use up to 20 times more energy in every single one of his atomic breaths, which is even more insane than just a 20 times multiplier, since Pink Godzilla's energy is already 3 supercharges. It is insane how stacked this is. Beyond that, Pink Godzilla is the strongest thing in the verse. He no-diffs pretty much every version of Ghidorah except the double amp, primarily because of multipliers. He no-diffs Kong, he no-diffs Skarking. Nothing can compare to him. He is just way stronger than everything else. And then he doubles his power, reaches that 3rd supercharge, and that is how he decides to fight Shimo. By comparison, Shimo has even less stuff. She completely no-diffs Kong with just her breath. Her breath in itself can cause massive ice ages. She, by just existing, freezes the ocean, and physically she is simply and directly above Pink Godzilla with absolutely no contention whatsoever. When both are on land, she just kinda overpowers him, and when he does get a hit in, it's when he is off-guarding Shimo, and then Shimo just shoves him. She doesn't punch him, she shoves Godzilla, and the force of that shove not only knocks Pink Godzilla out or knocks him out of the fight for almost a minute, it also quite literally makes him go Super Saiyan just from that one hit. That is the only hit that Shimo ever landed in the entire fucking fight, and it made Godzilla supercharge himself, and it wasn't even a hit. In the no-gravity fight, Godzilla had a terrain, skill, and agility advantage, and still Shimo was doing just fine. She even pushed Godzilla off of her, if I'm remembering right. And again, once they get onto equal grounds, Shimo just kinda no-diffs him. Now, important thing to mention, even though Godzilla is evolved to try and counteract Shimo's ice, when she is actually shooting her beam at him, he just cannot do anything. And even when she isn't shooting anymore and there's only a surface level amount of frost on Godzilla, he still struggles a little bit to be able to break through it. Now, beyond that, Shimo is stated and implied to be stronger than Ghidorah by a lot of stuff, which, while the statements by themselves aren't really all that conclusive and the majority of them are just monarch people making the statements immediately invalid, it literally doesn't matter since she is above Pink Godzilla in all of his scaling. And that's pretty much it for her. As you can see, these guys don't really have much scaling aside from being way stronger than everything else in the verse, which, while that is all the scaling that they need for cross-verse matchups, it does make it hard to compare them between each other, as has. Again, they literally don't have a fight. Godzilla shoots his beam at Shimo. Shimo kind of just tanks it. Then after that, Godzilla jumps on Shimo. Shimo tries to shoot her beam, and then they just kind of roll. Godzilla goes to attack her, but he can't because the crystal exploded and everybody gets sent flying away. Now, I did lie a little bit. We do have a piece of scaling from this pseudo fight, and it's the fact that Shimo is far, far, far stronger than the Spiral Ray, given that she just flinches from it on an off guard, and she is completely and utterly unharmed and unaffected by the Spiral Ray. Look at her. She literally
does not care.
She does not feel the Spiral Ray. And Godzilla's pink beam in general is 5 times stronger than Godzilla's physicals, applying multipliers. Even if you don't want to say that, just logically, Godzilla got 3 supercharges and the atomic breath got 20 times stronger on top of this 3 supercharges. So it should be stronger than he is by a significant margin. And it already was stronger than he is to begin with. It is his strongest weapon. Now, beyond even that, it's still just Shimo being really, really tough, and Godzilla can already tank the recoil of his own Spiral Ray, so we can't really use that as well, so we also can't use that to say that Shimo is physically stronger than Godzilla.
What?
We do have statements, and before everybody mentions it, yes, in the novelization, Godzilla and Shimo go equal, but that version of Spiral Ray versus Godzilla was an actual fight where they did wrestle. So there you go. In the novelization, they're kind of relative. It doesn't really matter. We're talking about the films here. Now, the statements for the films are 2 ways. You can either use Chinese and Japanese statements saying that Godzilla is the strongest thing on Earth in guidebooks that include Shimo, contradicting the fact that, you know, in the fucking film they don't fight. Just looking at the fucking fight, quote unquote, that's not what you would expect from Shimo getting hit by the strongest thing in the verse, right? And more valid statements are Adam Wingard's own statements. What does he say? Oh, Shimo might be the strongest thing in the entire film, including Spiral Ray Godzilla.
If you go to sheer power, at this point it might be Shimo.
And she's also so big that Godzilla can only really tackle her. He has no other option when it comes to fighting her.
Kill him, you know? I like that Godzilla just tackles Shimo. It's like, Shimo's just so big, it's like it's all Godzilla can do at a certain point is just like, you know, just line back, you know, tackle him.
Even if you don't want to say that that includes physical strength and it's just talking about size, it's still a massive advantage in terms of a fight because Godzilla literally can do nothing else but charge at her, while Shimo has far more options when it comes to fighting. Godzilla has nothing supporting him against Shimo except foreign guidebooks that contradict the source material, and we have far more valid statements contradicting those pamphlets and putting Shimo over Spiral Ray Godzilla. So, when it comes to physical statistics, I do believe that Shimo is still stronger than Godzilla, and she is 100 billion% far more durable than anything he could possibly put out. He literally put out the strongest thing that he could, and it did nothing to Shimo. When it comes to actually winning the fight, I also think that Shimo has better options than Godzilla, since Godzilla has
no options, really.
His best option would be to somehow pry open her jaws and get her to be still long enough so that he can just shoot his atomic breath down her throat and kill her that way. Now, even if that could kill her, we don't know, it also just would not happen. He can only tackle her, and she's probably physically stronger than him, as per Wingard. And on top of all of this, she has her own version of the atomic breath, which she can shoot. So yeah, that's not really happening. For Shimo, her options would be to use her ice breath to be able to freeze Godzilla, which, as I've said before, Godzilla, even though he has adapted to it, really can't fight back against it at all to any degree, to any level, in his pink state. Could the Spiral Ray Godzilla, with all that energy coming off him, resist it a little bit better? Sure, but can you really say that it goes from doing nothing to resist the breath to being able to completely resist it with just an unquantifiable energy aura thingamajiggy? I wouldn't say that. I would still say that Shimo's breath could still freeze him over and eventually make a big ass iceberg and thus win by sealing Godzilla. Either way, she is physically stronger and more powerful than he is, so in tier lists and in versus edits, we would put her over Godzilla. And don't worry, Godzilla fans, even though I think that Shimo would simply defeat him, by Supernova he'll probably scale above her off of fighting Space Godzilla. But so far so good, Shimo is the strongest thing in the verse, with the exception of double amped Ghidorah and burning Godzilla.